first Switch,
Yeah.
if you're happy with that, you probably don't need to upgrade to the Switch 2. You'll probably get people which are just like serious gamers, which are the new ones out and have to get it. How we are with tech is how I am with gaming.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, if you see you've got a kid that you've just got them like the first Switch, or you're thinking of just
Don't
getting
sweat
something
it.
playing,
Yeah.
it's
Don't
not big.
sweat it.
You're not losing out on a whole load in terms of it. But yeah, the
So
machine's
out of
good.
10, how much would you give it
I'd probably give
at this moment?
At this moment in time, I'd probably give it a 7.
Affinity Xtra, be extra.
Yeah, people. This is your boy here, Roger Moore, alongside... Yo, bro, I'm sure we had music in the background.
No, we didn't.
You sure?
Yeah, we didn't have any music, bro. Just pure.
Bro, am I getting brave these days? You know, the ones the music's meant to cover the multitude of sins in the one there. So yeah,
we're good, bro. We're good.
Okay, cool. Listen, guys, I'm gonna keep that part in, because we have to celebrate the quality of equipment, bro. Because the classic thing is putting in music underneath. There's 2 reasons for that. You want to vibe on the show, or basically you're covering a multitude because the mic's crap.
But the mics are good. The setup is good. We don't need it, man. We're good. We're good.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy, man. But listen, we're here on Tech Xtra, on Affinity Xtra. I'm alongside Marx. We look at tech, and every time he comes near the studio, we just touch base. I think
geek out.
Geek out, man. I'm sure YouTube has been blasted. I don't know how much hours of
I don't even know how much.
Bro. How many hours of tech we've gone through, but there's better things, better updates we're gonna do. Last show was emotional, especially the part where we talked about turtles. The turtle arcade game. Mark's got me losing 20p's and 10p's in my head. You don't know what it is. And go and get the money. You say, go and get the money, quick. I'll hold it down. And you see the countdown in the arcade machine
and
going.
You have to rush and get it in before the countdown finished, boy.
Bro, I need remember the it's not gone through. That 10p never get through. But today we're going to focus more on tech. We got some exciting updates going on. What we're going to lead off from, I'm going to keep away from the Apple side for most, but something that I've been really focused on is, and we did a show about the 360 degree camera. Yeah, it wasn't there for us. Yeah. But then after we did that 360 degree camera conversation, bro, Insta bought out the X5.
Yeah.
And then I've been geeking out on my DJI Osmo. Now, by the time you probably watch this, it might be already been announced, but we got enough tech specs to know, say it's going to be very serious. The DJI's 360 degree camera, they've been showing boxes and stuff like that still here. So we know it's going to work. We know it's going to be really great. But at the same time, the news is as well that GoPro is bringing the Max 2 to the market as well, the 360 degree market. Now, I'm just going to announce here, 360 degrees is going to come into the expression of Affinity Xtra. It's definitely going to come.
I'm interested to see how you're going to use it in the setups.
Yeah. You know the one that's maybe we introduce it for the festival.
Okay, yeah. That could work.
Imagine. But we'll see what goes on. But anyway, bro, what are you saying about this 360? Talk to me.
Again, I mean, obviously we've had these conversations over a period of times. I like the ideas of all these things, and technology just seems to be getting better and better all the time. I still can't find a use for me personally. Yeah. But the technology is absolutely amazing. And what really gets me is not just the quality of the cameras as well, but all the other bits of technology. Because every time they improve it, I feel like they're making different quality of life changes to it to make that experience for the customer a lot better. So whether it be the addition of certain buttons or how long the battery life goes or anything else like that, all these things help towards making the whole product a lot better. And like I said, right now the top dogs when it comes to those things for me are probably Insta360 and DJI. So,
and the sad thing about which we've talked about before in the past is the demise of GoPro. Yeah, who for me feels the GoPro is like Nokia. Literally. I think that describes them. the best way. They basically are the Nokia for action cameras, and they are about to get annihilated. DJI, boy, they're doing their thing, and they're looking to. Now I've got an Insta360. I bought a Modular Insta360.
Okay.
My experience of that is positive. I use it on my production.
Yeah.
But something about Insta360, I'm gonna wait for DJI. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not committed on the Insta360. I think DJI's elements. I've got a DJI like mobile phone thing. I got DJI products, as you people might be able to see from the background. Got DJI products, and what I sneakily did in the Prime, was it Prime Day? Prime?
Yeah, the Prime Day,
Prime deals, was a 50 quid DJI mic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A micro mic, So, because I know if I go that route, I'm going to need a cheap mic to go through the podcast. But what I find that's interesting now, and I must admit, GoPro kind of did this before, is the fact that basically they added bringing AI, especially to the video editing element to it, workflow. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this, right? If I'm going to podcast my day, I'm going to work my day. How do you... Man, they're looking at you, just connect it to your phone, and then AI does the rest. You know what I'm saying? And then you got your blog done. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're introducing to us through these cameras. So like you said, it's not just the camera and the quality of the camera. It's that. And one of the youngsters I spoke to said, what's the experience of it? He said that there was rubbish indoors. And this is what people don't realize. The improvement in technology now is it brings in the indoor factor. And I think being a city folk and love doing concerts, you want to have the ability to do indoors.
I think it's the indoor thing, and I think they're realizing as well that a lot of the people that are using this stuff are content creators. And I'd say, I mean, this is just a total guess, but I would go as far as say at least 80-85% of content creators do a lot of like shots like this, where they're in the studio or in their podcast room or whatever it might be, creating the content. Then they might have a bit of, a few reels which they show when they're outside and stuff like that, But so they've got to design their product to be able to accommodate for both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So when you're out, you could do this, but if you are indoors, you can still do this. So even if, so for example, I watch like people like Mr. Boss on YouTube as well. I think that's his full name. I've completely forgot that, but he does a lot of things where he takes people around his house, for example, or like he's doing a lot of movement around the studio. Having something like that which can like follow you around, even without having somebody there, like the camera has the AI in it, so it'll just pan naturally when you're moving around the room. So all these little things I think make a big difference in terms for content creators and stuff like that.
But say for me as a footballer now, imagine, now this is what I'm imagining for the 360 degree, because again, I do football and do football training, You put that on a coach, he puts the camera there, and then people can see what he sees. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And go, okay, what was he doing over there? Boom, what was he doing there? Yes, and then and it even helps us analyze the game. So it's some crazy ideas that I'm trying to go, I could do something.
That could work really well.
So
and you're seeing a lot of this stuff getting a lot more use. I mean, as you know, I'm a big WWE fan, and they've recently introduced. You
still watch it?
I still watch it. I'm always going to watch it till the day I die. But they've introduced this thing where they have the cameras on the refs, so you can, while the match is going, they'll switch to the referee's camera and you can get a close up of what's going on the map. And again, that's down to the technology of a lot of these companies introducing now, where, like you said, in sports you can get a lot close up camera things. I can imagine one day, literally, you'll be able to have those kind of cameras in things like NFL helmets and things like that, just ingrained in some way, so that you can actually see close up what the view of the player was when they went in for a tackle.
Well, they did like that in the World Club Championship, where they had their cameras on the referees. So you can see when they're making the decisions on there. And for me, that'll be definitely great. But and the thing is, the 360 degree cameras are actually action cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what people don't realize as well. But that's why I was very close to buying a module for my Insta360, because they had a 360 module that I can put on there, but the price was about $280, and I was like, I couldn't see, but it wasn't strong enough for low light.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
I mean, the thing is, I'd like to, because I don't own any of their products, I can only go by obviously what I see online, what people tell me in terms of recommendations. And it just sounds to me like DJI, they seem to be a lot more like user friendly, and even the compatibility of some of their products seems to work across the board a lot better from setup to usage than some of the other brands. So
100%. It's like when I think, oh my goodness sake, do I bring this in? Right, so do I big up a DJI? So basically, I was sad. Now we did a podcast about being ready for when you do gigs. Yeah. And I had a bad scenario happen, and I got my gear stolen. So guys, let me give you a scenario. So this is not big up buddy, but end of the day, so you gotta do what you talk. So now this will tone back into DJI. So I was going down to London. I had my bag of gear on me, and unfortunately I forgot that London is a criminal city. So I clean forgot about that part of it, and I had about $7,000 worth of equipment in my bag, and I didn't really work it out until afterwards. Plus my jeans and my Jordan t-shirt, and basically for some strange reason I said, I'm not taking my laptop, I'm just taking my iPad. And it's my old iPad because I'm my newer iPad mini in my smaller bag. That's my dad. My so help me God stuff was in my. It was in my
in your close vicinity.
Well, the other bag was wedged above me. Don't ask me how, but I got the gears taken out of it. So my S9 camera, 2 lenses, battery packs, batteries. Everything got, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? Pain. And so, but this is on the way to the gig. So we was doing South by Southwest. So I was going to, when you come off the train, but when it realized happened, and I'm at Watford, and I was like, oh gosh, I actually felt like going on the train back home. so I was like, okay, right.
I would have. I'm going home. I'm going home.
So I thought, let me report this. Not in my head, I have insurance, and I encourage people, please, if you do this thing and any sort of semi-professional level, do take out insurance.
Have to.
You know what I'm saying? Don't rely on house insurance. In business insurance is something totally different. And so in myself, I know I've got insurance. Yeah, I'm not saying it's 100%, but I've got insurance. I got some sort of insurance because they try to get out everything. Shout out to my insurance company. They don't sponsor me, so I'm not going to mention the name. I called them. I was just sitting outside of Euston Station, so I spoke to the feds. I spoke to the feds. They're like, "Why are you so calm?" You know what I mean? Did you see him? I said, "Brethren, you would have seen me in cuffs if I saw him, or her, you know what I'm saying?" So I told him the details, and I came out of the station. I was phoned my brother. I said, "Bro, got my thing's teeth." But you know what brothers are like, bro. Like, you in London, man. What you coming down here? So he said, "Listen, cool. Meet me. So I was outside Euston Station, that square. In the dark, just there.
Contemplating.
Okay. So I called the insurance company, and and it's peak, bro. I went at that night. Now I'm listing out all the gear that was just making sure I'm on it, evaluating everything, and it just got to about $7,000 and some stupidness like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And so the problem is I've lost all my gear. Got to do a gig. Speak to the insurance company, do all that part, crazy, and then you dazed. They ain't gonna lie, bro. You dazed. You trying to make sure that because the thing is, again, guys, the insurance isn't just a case of you press it like you got to go through the processes. And they have to speak to their people to get it through. So when you're thinking they're gonna say yes to you in the morning, they can't. They have to wait a couple of days. So that's all done. So I'm going to the gig now. I've got to capture it. God bless Wisdom Soul. He gave me 2 cameras from the like, bro, I wouldn't use them. Take a picture at my niece's party. You know the one that's the, bro, you know me. So I'm like, power of Apple. Yeah. So I said, right, I've got an iPhone.
Yeah.
I got an iPhone, bro. And he had a Zoom, Zoom audio recorder.
Yeah.
So I says, all right, you have to go gangster. Yeah. So, you know, I was my head's all over the place doing a few stuff, and I was on my iPad mini trying to do thing. So I was like, wisdom, I'm gonna go for a walk. Yeah. Walk down to a fake Argos. You know, in London they got these fake Argoses. Just collection points. They're not, I got Argoses. I got there. And I went past Wex, my brother's yard is next to Wex, which was only 15 minutes away. So I said, I'm going Wex. Get myself out. So what I did, got there, all the latest version of the Osmo mobiles gone.
Yeah.
So I thought, listen, I got they had an old one. I said, Chad, just give me the old one. Bro, that and this. And I connected the audio to the desk for wisdom. That's the only thing I would use. That and that. Bro, people said to me, and because it's a well-lit gig, you know what I'm saying? People like this, yo, Roger, the footage is good. I'm going. And because I'm a pro, and I look back at myself holding a freaking mobile phone in the air, bro.
You're vexed, that you're holding your phone.
Bro.
But
I got, listen, man, I got cameras around me here, but God knows why I didn't take 2 cameras. I would have died on the spot, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I would have died on the spot. But yeah, and I used the iPhone, and nobody would know. I know what I missed out on, but having that backup plan in place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your backup bag. You know what I'm saying, bro? You're born ready. And that's what we talked about, being ready for crazy scenarios. Now, that was a once in a lifetime gig. You know what I'm saying? And we used the other cameras and they were terrible. Absolutely put, man. Because I can't do low light. You know what I'm saying? You talk about these Canon cameras and stuff. Can't do low light. Do not sleep on a mobile phone. You know what I'm saying? Once you get the, you know what I mean? So drop 4K, bro.
The problem is that when you see some people buy cameras, but they're not really content creators, so they'll just buy a camera to do what a camera's supposed to do, to take pictures, record videos. Yeah. Where a content creator will think about the quality of the camera, like you said, low light scenarios, noise isolation, all this different stuff here, right? You know, content creator will think about that. But someone that doesn't create content day in, day out, a camera's just a camera.
Yeah. And they get content in the shops for They get content in the shops because I think that phones have messed up the market. So I always said, if you get spent on a professional camera, if you want to get into this thing on a proper separate camera, be prepared to spend $1,000.
Easy.
Yeah, full stop.
And it has to be a 4K camera, man. These people still trying to bust these old 1080p cameras.
Don't get fooled with the 8K stuff, guys. Focus and get you gotta spend $1,000. Yeah, even you could get secondhand. You could be spending minimum $1,000 to get into this market. So the best thing to do is make sure you have a good phone. And I ain't gonna lie, I could have held my phone like this. Don't get twisted, like but the Osmo, bro,
makes a difference.
Yeah, bro, just went to and I was just like, boy. You say so. The footage was great, and also we talked about space on your phone. Yeah. Now, if I had a 128 gigabyte phone, I would have been balling. I would have been spending time dealing. But because I had a 512 gigabyte.
See, I still roll with the 128 and 256, but like I said, that's because
guilt came up with.
No, it's that's because like I always roll with the external hard drives because they can all take the external hard drives now.
No, true.
I don't need to necessarily have the one of the high spec phones because you go rolling with like a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte SSD. You're good. You know what I'm saying?
And the joke is, I did used to have a SSD in my bag. You know what I'm saying? That's built for that. Yeah. So that's something where I might have to take seriously. But the thing is,
like the last few gigs that I've done where I was using my phone before I got the camera, literally I was just connecting my Samsung T5 straight into it, straight Pro Raw, and the footage was nice. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why I had Samsung T5 all day long. Man. So guys, like I'll give you that scenario to say, yo. A lot of people said to me, I suppose not, DJ Nedlock, he said, Roger, I thought you would have been mad because she knows I cuss off more about
But I said, but
If he didn't have insurance, he would have been mad. The insurance helped to calm him down. He couldn't. He wouldn't. He's probably a bit vexed within himself. But he thought, you know what? I'm gonna get it back. So I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But if there's no insurance here, you're dead.
Bro,
Bro, listen, you're mash up, bro.
Oh, bro.
I remember when I used to lose phones back in the day. I used to be cussing for days. But then when obviously Apple came out and they started bringing Apple Care, if I lose a phone now, I just call up Apple and get my thing replaced. You know what I'm saying? No big deal.
Does Apple Care cover loss?
Yeah, so you got the 2 tiers and you got one which just covers damage and you've got one that covers theft and loss as well.
Okay, cool.
So I always go for the theft and loss just for anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I feel that. I feel that one. I might check in that myself, man. But yeah. So yeah, man. So the DJI Osmo now, which only cost me, I got the 6 because the 7 was out of stock in that Wex. Yeah, you go to Wex and they've got out of stock of everything useful. Yeah. So I just said, you know what? I just need one, and because it had the extender on it. Yeah. So I thought, let me go for the extender, not for the SP version. You know what I'm saying? I said, no. Let me, as long as I got the extender and the stabilization,
you'll be all right.
I'll be all right. And the DJI worked, and then I've got the software on my phone because I've got the version 3, which I think I linked it to Nadia. You know what I'm saying? So DJ Nadlock. So it worked great. And again, testimony to DJI. Man, that was an 80 quid cover-up job. You know what I'm saying? Absolute cover-up job, Joe. Bro, and I'm like, you know what? I'm proud of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Got through. But I had to hold my thing, Bob. And then one of my colleagues, Karen Gibson, mom, you know what I'm saying? Karen Gibson, she touched me and says, yo, Roger, you know, you cool? Cause I missed the call. And I said, yeah, how you feel? I says, yeah, I want to go boxing. She goes, when I go to church afterwards for prayer for forgiveness. You know, where it goes. But guys, it shows you at the same time, resourcefulness, stay focused in the class, don't get emotional, get the gig done no matter what, with what you have. And phones these days, that's why you have to be cute to make sure your specs are right, because when it gets called into, bro, like, that saved me. I missed out on some opportunities because I never had the right camera, but I got away with it. Got away with it, man. So DJI Osmo, the mobile Snow saved me. I know even what Insta's got one. Well, DJI.
And now you're looking at getting the new DJI, so
360.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Watch Marx get the Insta360 X5.
I ain't getting none. I'm gonna let Roger get it, and then I'll just come studio and let him use his one to do the panning and stuff like that. I would never use it, so there's no point.
Watch it. He's gonna have the X5.
Nah.
He's the X5. Don't worry about it, Marcus. I say, don't worry, bro. Don't worry, bro. But now, so for me, the 360, 100%. I'm convinced now. You know what I'm saying? And from when I can link directly to my mic, you know what I'm saying? It's just easy, and it probably allow me to blog as well. So when you go to places, blog. And what I'm doing a lot more now is hill on the hills. I'm doing a bit of walking on the hills and stuff. So that on the top of the hills, you know what I mean? It should be a cool adventure.
Be interesting to see. Definitely.
Man's gonna be copying me. But what else got? We could do gaming.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So I think one of the last podcasts we did, we talked about Switch 2.
Yeah, Switch 2. Yeah,
Switch 2. Feedback's been interesting. What feedback have you heard?
Oh, I got one. So that's the first thing, and I've loved it. I've used it in every scenario that you can use it in.
Bust him up, bust him up, man. The man says, "Oh, go on, you did a 360. I've got all right. Sorry, guys.
Listen, I'm a gamer through. Before I was even a tech person, I was a gamer. So,
all right, cool. Talk to me.
No, the Switch is
How
great.
did you get a copy?
I got mine through EE actually, funny enough. So I've got my contract with EE, and they had a bunch where you can have it, and you'll just pay off through your contract. So I thought, okay, cool. And they had a handful. I thought I'd get in there quick. So, and even when they said to me it was coming, I didn't believe it till it arrived, and then it was there, and then it's been nice. So
okay, cool. So what's
the Switch 2? A great machine. I mean, I've had the previous Switches. I had the original and I had the OLED. Big difference because the screen is a lot bigger. The controls are bigger. So the whole...
Is it better?
It is better. I can tell the difference in terms of the speed, the battery life isn't great. You're talking about maybe 2-3 hours of gaming for someone that games as much as I do. But the screen's a lot better. The controls are a lot better. And the controls was a major issue before because the original Switches, they used to have drift. So people used to complain before that they couldn't really use the controls. And they were so small that someone with myself with big fingers and stuff like that, it used to be an issue when you detach the controllers and try and use it with 2 people. But these ones now, they've rectified that. The controllers are bigger. I can't complain. I've used it in the multiplayer situations. I've had friends around to like do multiplayer on it where we connect the Switch to the TV. I've gamed at nighttime laying in my bed. I've gamed on the way to work. Yeah, the Switch 2 is the one.
What game you got?
Games, bro.
You already got the games already.
I've got probably about 10 games already.
Already? Okay, which games you got?
To be fair, I didn't buy no new game. Well, I bought about 3 new games.
But you just transfer so many games across?
Yeah, from the previous Switch.
Have you got the new Mario Kart?
Yeah, I've got that new Mario Kart.
What you say?
Big. Game's big.
It's big.
Game's big. Because you talk about the original Mario Kart, you have a group of people. Now you have up to 24 people on a track. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. A lot more modes now, and it's open world now, so you can drive wherever you want on the map. So yeah, the new Mario Kart is good. The games are built specifically for that. And the funny thing is, even though I had the original Switch, I only found out recently that you can actually watch YouTube on the Switch, which I didn't realize before. So that's added a new dimension in terms of
Okay. So it's a Nintendo pad? You got Apple pad, you got Nintendo pad, that's what it is?
Listen, like I said, the thing is good. It's a really good console. If you've got, if I'm honest, if you've got the first Switch, if you're happy with that, you probably don't need to upgrade to the Switch 2. You'll probably get people which are just like serious gamers, which the new ones out. I have to get it. How we are with tech is how I am with gaming. But in all honesty, if you see you've got kids that you've just got them like the first Switch, or you're thinking of just
don't sweat it.
It's not big. You're not losing out on a whole load in terms of it. But yeah,
so out of 10, how much would you give it?
I'd probably give
at this moment.
At this moment in time, I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay,
and that's solely because as we were talking before we came on here, that there's a whole bunch of handheld consoles out at the moment, from ASUS and from Steam and a whole bunch of them. Microsoft have just dropped their one as well. And the difference is that with the Nintendo,
let me check out what the prices are.
Yeah,
because we was talking about how competitive that market is.
The problem with Switch is that with the Switch, you could only play Nintendo games. Where with the ASUS ROG Ally and a lot of these other handheld machines, you can play Xbox, you can play PlayStation, you can put your, like we did that series last time where I was showing like some of the retro games on there that I put on through the emulators. So all that on a lot of these other consoles, you could do all of that on there. So if I'm sitting in my house and I want to play Xbox, I'm going to play Xbox on it.
Cool.
If I want to load up some God of War on my PlayStation, I can do. And I think that's the only thing where I give those things over Nintendo, is that you've got this whole array of things. But for Nintendo, they've stayed in their lane, which is what makes it so great. They've stayed in their lane. They've got the exclusive games, which is just for Nintendo, and they're doing really well with it, the way they develop them. So,
bro, it's going to be some crazy thing. So just to give people an idea, what price is that out?
I think that the standard, the Switch 2 by itself, without any games, goes for $359, I believe. And then if you get like the Mario Kart bundle, I think it's like $449.
So it's not too bad.
Something like that.
It's not too bad.
And then obviously the prices go up depending on the bundle.
Bundles and stuff like that.
But it's good. And they've brought all these little things out so you can get like a Switch camera now. So if your friend has a Switch and you're both gaming with cameras, if I'm playing Mario Kart, for example, I will see his face on the track ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
have you got anybody that you know that's got it?
Not at the moment. Jonathan says he's getting one, so if he gets it, it's all good. But I'm fine with that because, like I say, 99% of the time I'm playing my PS5, and my Switch is literally more for multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
So all the games that I've got have the ability to play at least 3 or 4 players. So if my friends come around, we load it up, we go through the games.
Has any of your children tried to swipe it?
That's never gonna happen, bro. Never gonna happen.
If
I'm not playing it, it doesn't go on. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not playing it, it doesn't go on. It's as simple as that.
Big deal, Don't touch my things.
Any tech thing that I buy, I don't buy it for other people. if you ask me to buy you a PlayStation 5, I'm gonna buy you a PlayStation 5. That's yours. But if I buy it for myself, it's for me. You can't come and say, "Oh, while you're out, can I play this or can I take this?" No, listen. If I'm not playing it, it doesn't go on.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's interesting, as we said about the handheld market. We talk about I just did a search here. I just gone to Amazon and just put down just put down PC and stuff like that. So you got Steam Decks,
which is probably the most popular ones at the moment.
Yeah, you got Logitech. I don't know. Logitech bought out a little thing.
They're all
259, Razer Edge 239. You've got Valve Steam Deck 489. In price, not bad. Valve Steam Deck, 594 with 1 terabyte. Jeez.
And you know what's really interesting is that these handhelds are costing more than the consoles. You know what I'm saying? Them price you say is more than getting a PS5 or Xbox.
But the operating system with these guys though,
allows you to do a lot more.
Because it's like it's
a Microsoft operating system.
It reminds me of back in the day. You remember when SPVs, MPVs, or when that all came out, and Windows Mobile, Windows Mobile was a thing, and then all of a sudden you had all these phones try to come out on it. But there was some restrictions with which could let it down. But I feel like these guys have just gone through with it. So you got ASUS ROG, obviously. I call it ROG. Is it ROG?
Rogue.
It's ROG? ROG?
I know you're saying you're pronouncing it how black people pronounce it. Just saying, but it's not black people that made it, and so they say Rogue.
Yes,
it would be ROG. It would be ROG, but
it's ASUS ROG, and obviously people call me Roger because my name's Roger. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So the name after again, my famous name. You know, so they go call thing Marx. You know what I mean? They say Roger. You know, Roger Moore. Say Roger Ramjet. Roger.
If you watch the shows with Roger enough, you know at some point he has to bring himself into it. It's just a given.
But listen,
they're all based. A lot of these are based on Microsoft operating system. So
and Steam itself.
Yeah, Steam's got their own one. The Steam OS. Your
Steam operating system.
So it allows you to do a lot more. I mean, like I said, if it's a Microsoft operating system, that means you can play, like I said, all these other games, but then you could do things like surf the internet.
Do
your food shopping or whatever you want to do on it. So I suppose that's the reason why the price got up, because it opens up the world to a lot more stuff. The only thing is obviously that not all of them allow you to dock it and connect to the TV, but the ones which do, then like I said, the world is your oyster in terms of what you can do.
But the ROG 2, I'm going to the ROG 2 people. Yeah, I'm saying
you're going to get comments of people cussing you. But you do your thing.
He's going to be basically the Xbox partnership with ASUS and let me just check out the specs for that.
Yeah, I mean, while you're checking the specs for that, literally, so Microsoft are losing the battle between the Xbox and the PlayStation right now. Losing it, and they're losing it badly. So they've had to step back and say, okay, what can we do basically? Because we're losing sales. We need to make a step in. Suddenly handhelds are very popular. What can we do? I don't think they had the time to build their own device from scratch, which is why I believe they've partnered with ASUS, because ASUS already had the formula there. All they need to do was create the design and let ASUS do the works, put their chip in it, and they're good.
1 second, is it available?
I believe it's out of. It's out. I'm pretty sure it dropped already.
Bro, man. It's no. That's the original. Is this the new one? Is this the old one? Ally X.
No, that's the old one. Yeah.
But $799. What spec is that?
Yeah, you're probably looking at one of the highest specs. I think they start from about $599 by default, I believe.
Yeah. I saw the $599 one, and that's got basically it's got 8-core, 20 megapixel, 2.5 rating graphics card.
They're very powerful for what they need to be able to run. They're more than powerful.
12 gigabyte. I was going to 120. All right, cool. Let me just sorry, guys. I'm just got excited with that one. I thought, it's got a spec there. So the spec Ally 2 gaming handheld spec leaks. Boy, you have to go through a dodgier website. 1 second. Reject all. And ask for your cookies.
But literally, yes, like I said, Microsoft just didn't have. I think they didn't. Looking at how fast that handheld space was running, they didn't have time to say, let's develop a new handheld handheld over the next 3-4 years. They had to get in now, which is why they partnered with ASUS. Sony flopped. They've released the PlayStation Portal.
Oh, what was that like? Yeah.
Which is technically a handheld system, but the problem is that you could only stream through it. You couldn't put games on it like you do a Switch or anything like that.
Okay, cool.
So basically, if you don't own a PlayStation 5, you can't use the Portal.
Oh,
your PlayStation 5 has to be on. The Portal connects to it, and then you can use it to stream your PlayStation games.
Okay, cool. So
that kind of device was always going to flop in a gaming world where people are being able to use a whole Steam library or be able to play Xbox, PlayStation on a ROG Ally or load their emulated games. Suddenly you're telling us that you're going to bring this Portal out, try and charge people how much money you're charging, and all we can do is actually stream from it. It doesn't have dedicated PlayStation games like a PSP or PS Vita.
Yeah.
So that was a problem. And I think they lost a lot of sales in that. I know so many people which bought it and then bought it back because they realized, actually, I don't need this. Because essentially, if you think of what it does, it is pretty much a glorified iPad or iPhone, because I could do the same thing on my iPhone. I could stream my PlayStation through my phone. I could stream it through my iPad, which I've done. So in fact, with the iPad mini, I went and bought one of those controllers where you stretch it out and you put your iPad mini in, and it does exactly the same thing the PlayStation Portal does. So there was no reason for me to get the Portal.
Yeah.
I think Sony have realized that, and they are working on a machine in the background themselves. But like I said, in terms of them trying to get into this system, unless they do what Microsoft did and team up with someone that's already out there just to get the first model out, and then while that model's out, they've got like 2-3 years to develop their own stuff.
Didn't Xbox have a model out before?
No, this is their first handheld.
Okay.
It's only over the years you're talking about, apart from these companies now, these PC companies now which are doing it, over the years it's only been Sega, Nintendo, and Atari which have had successful handhelds.
Yeah. And, I'm looking at the specs of this coming out for the Ally 2 specs. Basically, looking at, 8-core AMD chips and basically look decent, 32 gigabyte, 16 gigabyte. They're going to have like 2 versions of it. They're going to have the weaker version, but a more better one, basically. So it'd be interesting when this licks the market.
Yeah,
very
definitely.
interesting.
I mean, people listening to this, if you're talking about specs in terms of a PC, that doesn't sound overly powerful. But when you're talking about a gaming machine, that's powerful than a lot of consoles.
When's the release date? It's rumored to be sometime in 2025. It needs to come out this year, 100%.
Yeah, it will be this year. They've already had their live show where they basically announced it. And they showed what it's going to look like and all this kind of stuff. So we know it's hitting this year. It'll be interesting just to see how popular it is. The design, for me, it doesn't look great. I still prefer the design of like the standard ASUS Ally or the Steam Deck or thing. And the way that Microsoft have done it, they've tried to create a handheld machine that feels like you're holding an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
So the grips on it look like the ends of the Xbox controller.
Apparently. Yeah.
But, a lot of the people which have managed to get their hands-on experience say that's what they went for, but that's not what they achieved.
Okay, cool.
It'll be interesting to see when it comes out how it gets taken, because having reviewers get their hands on the machine and having your actual consumers, which are going to be rinsing like how many millions of units, that'll be interesting to see how it gets taken.
Is this the future? Handheld?
I think it's
handheld gaming.
A future for now, because like I said, the market is taking off dramatically. And it's opened a market to people which were not gamers before. You're talking about people that used to work in offices and had no interest in gaming, suddenly buy machines because they can play it on their way to work or on their lunch break and stuff like that. There's been a massive boom. So I think for the future, for now, yes, but because we've seen handhelds come and go before, we could just be going through an era where the same thing's happening. Everyone's finding it popular, and then they're going to go back. Because let's not get it twisted. As popular as handheld gaming is, the big market right now is still online gaming, and online gaming is best on a full console. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Typical example, like, with a Switch, I bought Football Manager to go onto my Switch, believing it was going to be the full experience, because I've got Football Manager on my Switch and on the PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 version, you can play online. The Switch version, you can't. And that's the reason I bought it, because I thought I'll be able to play online with my mates. Like, if I'm out and about, I can still play online with them, and I can't. So there's there's always going to be restrictions to the handheld version of the game. You know, people want to be able to play on big screens. So it's there for now. We'll see how long it lasts, but right now it's going quite strong.
Do you think Apple will get into this market? Or it's
They'll
too
be
late?
stupid not to. They'll be stupid not to. I don't think it's too late. I think that anything that Apple does right now, I believe anything they do, they're going to make some kind of money off it. Unless they charge stupid money like what they're doing with the Vision. where they blatantly, you know, all their day-to-day users can't get their hands on that. You're talking about all the big, like, you know, tech reviewers and millionaires and people that have got stupid money to spend can do. But yeah, I think Apple will be silly not to get into it, but they're in no rush. They are getting into gaming anyway because over the past year, they've been making a big push on talking about gaming. How, you know, the new Macs can play games a lot more, how the new iPhones and iPads can play AAA games, how the Apple TV now has more games on it than it ever had before, and you can connect your controllers to it. So they've been making a big push in that arena. I think they're just trying to establish a foothold somewhere first, and then you know, down the line, you might very well see a proper dedicated Apple console or Apple handheld.
You're there first, people. You know what I'm saying?
Hit it here first.
You know what I'm saying? So we hope, we fast and pray, as I say, for that situation anyway, still, yeah. On the Apple note, we are coming to that time of year.
That lovely September
where every day you go onto YouTube and there's an update. Apple update.
Yeah.
I had some crazy updates, bro. You know what I mean? Not even the phone. What are you saying about this home hub they're talking about?
Oh, you know what? I think we did a podcast
are you
before.
You're gonna get vexed because I know you're.
No. We did a podcast before where we talked about the home hub.
Yeah,
and I think on that podcast I said I wasn't interested. Lately, in terms of stuff I'm trying to do around me, I could see where the home hub would be useful. So I'd be interested to see what they bring with it and what it allows me to do around the home. So
cool.
Yeah, I am interested in it at the moment, but the idea that it can control, because I mean, I've got smart bulbs and all this kind of stuff in the house already. I've already got, you know, a typical example. So I've got my Ring doorbell like everybody has. I've got my smart TV, which I can cast with my Apple devices or any kind of device to it. Obviously, I've got like Echo Dots and all that stuff, the bulbs, like I said, and everything's connected. So now using my Ring doorbell, if I'm watching TV, a big window will come up on my TV showing me who's outside. Do you know what I'm saying? So
that worked through the Apple system, Apple TV.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that is what I'm saying. That in terms of my layout in my home right now, I do that with my current tech. So I'm saying when the Apple bring their stuff, if they have a way of integrating all that material in it, then I'll be happy. Because don't forget, you've got the Alexa app and stuff like that on iPhones now. So if they bring a home hub, we can mix all that in, then you should theoretically be able to, again, link your Ring doorbell and everything else to this home hub and have that same experience. So I'm looking forward to it just to see what it can do.
Okay. Also, we're talking about a very cheap laptop. So you're talking about a £500 laptop with the same chip that we got in our iPhone.
Unheard of for Apple, isn't it? I think that'll be Apple's version of the Chromebook.
Yeah. So would you buy your daughter that?
Yes. And the only reason I say that is because...
do your schoolwork and that.
The reason I say that is because, like, recently my son asked me for a computer, and I bought him the M1 Mac Mini because I thought that's all you need.
Yeah.
And that is about the same price as what they're talking about for the laptop. So I'm thinking if that's going to be the case, then I would buy the laptop because then obviously you've already got your built-in screen and keyboard. You don't need to buy all the extras. So I would.
Cool.
It would just be a case of what can they do with it. I mean, again, he's a boy. He loves gaming. There's only so much you can do on certain laptops. So again, it depends on what he allows you to do.
Yeah, man. So that's definitely interesting.
Would you buy it?
Me, back in the day, I would I would get my son that for uni. I would say my son for him to buy that for like basically uni laptop. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing no video editing jobs or whatever. So I think it'd be really cool for that. My son uses my MacBook still works, man. My MacBook Air, and it was the first one.
See,
and he still uses it.
Yeah.
So that would be more powerful than that.
Yeah,
and my son still uses it.
Yeah.
So it's just the problem is he said that the adapters keep on busting up now because he did the third party ones.
Yeah.
So Massey's
because they didn't have MagSafe for those ones, did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did. They have for those ones. 'Cause I remember the models. Actually, no, that was the later models where you had to plug the power into it like a USB-C.
Yeah.
And they went back to the MagSafe.
Yeah.
So
man. MacBook Air. Yeah, that's it. Is the box up there? Yeah, the box is up there, man. See that one on the top right? It's right behind you, man. So it's just there. Let me see. Can you see the screen now? And then and they're saying M5 chips next year, which makes sense for me. Because this every year thing with the chips is just ridiculous.
Yeah. The problem is that, and I think I've said this to you, so like when the M1 came, the M1 was a massive leap from the Intel chips. And then the M2, M3 wasn't big differences between the M1, which is why a lot of people kept the M1 for so long. I feel like the M4 was that next massive step. Because the M4 now is so much more powerful than the M3. It's like ridiculous.
A content creator saying the same thing for me. My laptop is a M1 Max, yeah, and everybody who got the M1 Max on the laptop are still happy with it to this day, because they haven't upgraded the screen, have they?
No.
So maybe the web camera and all this business, but that's about it. But I think for me, because I was able to get this studio, I've got my workhorse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, there's that, man. But the M5 next year, that don't bother me. It
don't bother you. But then, like any other Apple product, I mean, you'll be, because it's the M1 Max you've got, you'll be safe with that for at least another 3-4 years. But like any Apple product, when they get to a certain generation, they stop supporting some of the others. So eventually you're forced to upgrade. You're saying, I mean, you can still use the product. Because like you were saying, your son used that one for a long time ago, but there's certain things that he just would not be able to run because it's just not going to support it.
Like even like we've got a laptop right here in front of us. That's the Intel chip in that one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the Intel chip there. And I still can do majority of things on that. But it's just there for, you know what I mean, administrative purposes for my road and stuff like that still, So there's backup, and obviously I got an old one over there. I don't want to know the operating system on that one there.
See,
but,
would you get the cheaper MacBook to replace that? Because essentially, the one that's coming out is going to be smaller, and that maybe will give you space to do other stuff on the table.
Yeah, but the thing
that's one of the bigger ones, isn't it? 16-inch.
Yeah, that's 16-inch. Yeah, it's big, hefty. But I think it's got i9 chip in it, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
so the higher end of the last ones.
Last ones, in it, yeah. So it's like, it's a beast, man. It's a beast, bro. It's a beast. You know what I mean? You gotta respect the beast, bro.
It's a beast for what you need it to do, but you wouldn't try editing on that now, would you?
No. You could still do a thing, bro. You can still do a thing still, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't doubt it, but I wouldn't. Nah, them days are gone. I'm gone with that one. I'll go to the M1 chips before I go to that, man. 100%. And the big jabba talk is iPhone 17 and what they're doing different.
And the whole lineup. They got a whole lineup.
So you've got the Pro. We've got the Pro Plus. Is a big screen.
No, they're getting rid of the Plus. The Plus is gone now because of the Air.
So you've got.
Oh, you're talking about the Max. You got Pro and the Pro Max, yeah.
Pro Max, yeah. So you got the Pro. So you can start off with 17,
then 17E,
17E or Air.
So it's actually going to be 17E, 17 because the 17E is the lowest one. So you got 17E.
Go on.
Then you got 17. Then you got 17 Air. Then you got the 17 Pros.
And the Pros, you got the big one or the small one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
you're still. Yeah, the Pros will be the ones where you get the biggest size.
So basically, they're not going to have an SE anymore.
So there's rumor that the SE is going to still be there, and they're going to change the design of the SE because the SE is the equivalent of people's Android, which costs like £200-300, and I think they have to have something in that price bracket. The E, even though it's supposed to be they're cheap one. They're still a lot more expensive than like people going and buy a Samsung A32 or whatever, which costs like 200 quid. I mean, to be fair, I'm saying all this because this is what's been leaked. They could very well cut things out. We know for a fact that there's not going to be any more plus. So where you had a 16 and 16 plus, the plus is gone because of the Air. And then again, I think, in fact, I think the SE will probably go because of the E, the standard E.
And I think that what do you think of this concept of this Air, of having a wafer thin powerful phone?
I like the idea of thinner phones. I think anything that could be lighter in my pocket and lighter in my hand, I'm all for it.
But you remember Bengate when the phone bent up?
Which is the big issue. Yeah. But then don't forget that they've gone super thin with the M4 iPads, because when they first did the thin iPad went through a Bengate as well. But they've fixed the material now where that is, if you compare the thinness of this to your other iPad Pros, you'll see the difference.
Okay.
There's at least about 2 millimeter difference, maybe 3. I can't remember exactly how much it is, but there's a big difference in terms of how thin that one is compared to the other ones. But they've fixed the material. Trust me, people have been trying it through the bends, and it's been all right. So I think the Air, if they use that same way they've done the iPads to make it thin in the Air, it should be fine.
Okay, cool. All right. So come October, which one?
Definitely not the Air, because I like the idea of the Air. And I'll probably will go, because what I tend to do is I'll go to the Apple stores and I'll take a look at all the new products. I'll get them in my hand. I'll mess about with them. So I'll do that and I'll try the Air. But I think solely because of what my plans are for the next year, I'll probably go with a Pro model, because I've got plans in terms of new things, projects that I'm going to start, and it will require me to have the Pro model. So for this year, it's going to be a Pro.
It'll be probably going to go Pro.
Yeah.
Basically for the camera.
No, not just for the camera. There's a lot of other stuff which I need it to be able to run. And I think the Pro model, I just want to guarantee myself that it can run everything I need it to. Okay,
guys. Me personally, I like the idea of the Air.
Okay.
I like the idea. I don't think I use my camera enough on my phone. Yeah, to warrant that. Even though it saved my life.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, saved my life. But the quality of that camera, it seems like it's going to be good.
Yeah. And we were saying earlier as well, if they follow the same pattern what they did with the 16s, it's the same main camera anyway as that's in the Pros. So you're not really losing out.
This is what I'm saying. So there's that. So yeah, man. I'm cool. So, am I excited? I think, there's excitement. The twist is changing the shape. Yeah, there's changing the shape. Yeah, man, there's that, man. Anything else on Apple that we're missing?
Yeah, well, they're going to be redesigning the AirPods as well. I'm not sure what the redesign is going to be, because obviously when they did the first redesign, it was a case of them shortening the stem, because the original AirPods, when they first came out, the stem was longer. Then they released the AirPods Pro, which had a short stem, and apparently there's going to be a complete redesign of the AirPods Pro, so we'll be interested to see what that's going to look like as well. But other than that, most of the stuff is going to be very similar. They're still going to make their standard iPad, which goes for about 300 quid. They're not changing any design on that, but it's one of their bigger sellers, so they're going to carry on doing that. I think they said that's going to have the A18 chip, so we'll see what happens with that.
Talking about iPads, the biggest update talk there is this new operating system.
Yeah,
that's meant to be basically game changer for iPad users. Basically, it turns your iPad into
or closer to being a laptop. Yeah,
guys, we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? So now, everyone who's invested in M4 chips or iPad Airs, now you guys we can actually function on these devices, which is fantastic. So, if I go abroad, I don't need to take my laptop.
Yeah,
just keep flexible. Leave my laptop at home. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the ability to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Long as I got so guys, yeah, man. Well done to Apple for doing that. And I think they finally unlocked it. I think it's always had that power.
Yeah. It's always had that power, which is what people complain about. Like every iPad that has come out for the past how many years has had more power than it needs. You know what I'm saying? But to be fair, slowly Apple are starting to unleash that power through software they're releasing and things like that. So now the fact that we have a Final Cut Pro on the iPad, which people were begging for ages, and a Logic on the iPad, it's made a massive difference.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So, but the thing is, iPad prices are more expensive. Than Apple laptops. So it's iPads, guys. It's not as straightforward as getting a cheap one, but you can get cheap ones. You know what I'm saying? Well, but then when you get to the expensive side of things,
then you're looking at MacBook territory.
Yeah. You are covering that prices.
And I think that's when you have to start thinking, what do I really need it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get the iPads, especially the higher end ones, solely because of the amount of editing that I do on the go as well. I don't always want to carry my laptop, like what you were saying before. Carry the iPad. Sometimes I leave here on my way back down to London, and I've edited a full episode of whatever I need to edit on the iPad.
Crazy.
So by the time I get to London, all I've got to do is just like export it and then upload it. So there's little things like that which I think makes a difference. We'll see. Obviously, I was telling you the other time as well that I now use the iPad as the monitor for my camera as well. So again, beautiful screen, nice size. So it depends on your use case. So you have to know. But if you're looking just to do basic stuff and you're thinking of getting a Pro, then you might as well just get like a MacBook Air.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. Air, and you've got the Air, and you've got the iPad itself. You know what I'm saying? The small, and then you still got the iPad Mini.
Yeah.
Which it's gonna be a crazy problem. Okay, and also, what else is there coming out? Oh my gosh, bro, is that all the tech stuff for now?
The only ones that we're interested in,
What's that?
Only the ones that we're interested in,
I think also honorable mention to Uncle Donald Trump for raising tariffs in America. So if you've got any cousins in America, they'll be popping over to get cheap gear here. Imagine, bro, coming over here for cheap tech gear. Because I heard that, one of the flagship Sony cameras, they increased the price by $500.
Yeah.
Just because of the tariffs.
It's really crazy. I mean, the funny thing is, I remember back in the day when I used to like buy games from abroad.
Yeah.
And get them shit from Japan or whatever.
Japan, man. Super Famicom.
But now it's like people are going to have to do that to the UK because it's going to be so much cheaper than buying it in the UK and just getting it sent over to them. So.
No, it's crazy. I used to go to CX, man. You have like the Super Famicom section, man. You know what I mean? Anyone who knows about Super Famicom, you don't want to know you know what it is, man. And you had to have NTS converter and power converter. I
was having that conversation with somebody recently, actually. And I was saying, they were accusing me of always buying Asian games. I was saying, listen, I wasn't always buying the games from Asia because they wouldn't have worked on my European system. Yeah. Because like I said, you had the power in the NTSC. You had to make sure that you could play the games anyway. So
it wasn't as straightforward as it sounds, man. But I had bare games over in Japan, and but I think the globalization has really changed things a lot in terms of that area. And online gaming, it just destroyed it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have these issues as much because everybody uses monitors now. They're not really, you know what I'm saying? Not really through a TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely crazy. But yeah, man, guys, technology-wise, I'm just thinking in my head, we're all good, man. But listen, guys, thanks for listening. We're going to do comment, do talk to us. Any things you want us to comment on, we'll comment on, and give our life experiences for how we utilize tech and how we express ourselves. So hopefully, maybe I'll have the DJI's 360, you know what I'm saying, soon enough. I imagine doing a podcast like that, bro.
That'll be interesting. I'm here for it, man.
Yeah, boy. So Mark's capacity is lowered because he's got a Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Gaming out, Mario. But wait till I tell my son's gonna be screwed, He's gonna watch this and go, what? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So took it to my nephews.
Right. I'll bring it up with me for the festival and we can all play it, man.
Oh, bro, put it on the big screen. You know what? They got a big screen downstairs, bro.
There we go. That's it.
Oh, bro, don't do that.
Affinity Mario Kart tournament, man.
Oh, bro, it'll be actually emotional, bro. That could get let my sons. But the youths are all coming there.
It's all good. Tell them, bring them, come.
Yeah, man, we'd lock it down. But listen, guys, this is Roger here alongside Marx here on Affinity Xtra, celebrating gospel music back at origin, but also we talk the tech talk. We've had crazy couple years, couple decades. Oh, I mean, more than a couple decades. You know, it'll be half a century's worth of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, we try and go for it, man, and put it out there, man. But nothing but love. We're here on Affinity Xtra. Blessings, people.
Blessings.
What's going on, people? I'm DJ Xtra. Make sure you check out all the stuff Affinity Xtra's got going on, man. We've got loads of content, loads of things coming out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, Listen. Don't go anywhere, Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe is the main thing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and share it with your brethren. Yeah.